welcome to the Stop, Drop, and Knit podcast, episode 58. It has been quite a while since I have had a chance to sit down and record an actual podcast episode. I wasn't actually planning on recording today. It's been really crazy. As you can see, I'm in a new location, so this is just, I don't really know where to set myself up yet. Inside is still kind of a mess because we're still unpacking and getting settled in there. So I wanted to take advantage of the beautiful, cloudy, much cooler day today outside. So yeah, we're renting an apartment in a house. So there's a nice yard here. There's this little swing and a soccer goal, and Owen can run around and kick the ball and everything. So we're really happy here so far. We're still not completely settled in, just the unpacking while working all these jobs and having the kid home on summer vacation. It's just, there's a lot going on still. I'm hoping that Owen will let me record this podcast. He is just kind of hanging out inside on his iPad with some candy. So we'll see how that goes. I bribed him. So, yeah, so it has been a while. I think, let's see, today is August 15th. It's been a good month, I think, since my last episode recording. So I'm not wearing anything today. I have 0 finished objects, but I have, since it's been a while since I recorded, I have obviously made some good progress on some whips that I have been working on. So I thought that I would just kind of have a chill kind of episode and just check in with you guys and just show you the progress that I've made on some of my knitting. Okay, so grab a cup of something. Oh yeah, you guys, if if you want to follow me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on Ravelry, LisaJack78, and on Instagram, I am Lisa Westervelt Flute Studio. Okay, so let's get into everything that I have been working on, my whips. Okay, so for my first whip, I actually got super monogamous with this new cast on. I saw Joji Locatelli's Lace and Fade Boxy, and this was basically, it was a stop, drop, and knit project for me. I saw it, I knew I wanted to knit it. I bought the pattern the moment it came out, and I got my yarn all ready for it, and I have basically been monogamously knitting on the Lace and Fade Boxy ever since. And this is actually turning out to be a really special knit because for those of you who have been with me a while, you will know that I have been naturally dyeing yarn, and this is actually the first project that I'm knitting with yarn that I am naturally dyeing on, like the actual base that I'm going to be selling eventually, soon I hope, and everything. And I had dyed in the fall a beautiful fade made from, it's an airplane. We're very close to the airport, actually. So there might be lots of airplane noise because we are only about 5-minute drive from the airport here. Anyway, so I had dyed a beautiful fade with a type of mushroom that I foraged in the fall, and it's called Cortinaria semi-sanguineus. And I made this beautiful yarn from mushrooms, and it's so pretty. And so the fade, let's see, I can't really hold all of these, but 1, 2, 3. So it kind of goes from like a really pale yellow, which I got from using the stems of the mushroom. And some of these have the stems and the caps of the mushroom together, which makes it more of a peachy kind of orange. And so it's 1, 2, 3. And then I went into the caps only to get this darker reddish salmon kind of color. So this is my fade. And if you guys remember my souffle tee that I finished, probably the last episode that I recorded, I had a beautiful Lang lace yarn that I used for that. It was actually the same color as Laura's sample, Laura from Penrose Knits, her souffle tee pattern. I'm just gonna have to show you my project now because I did run out. I lost yarn chicken on the very last row of my mohair. So let me show you. So this is my lace and fade boxy so far. Let's see if I can maybe back up a little bit here. So this is it so far. I am so excited about it. I am so thrilled. So thrilled with how this is knitting up so far. So I'm gonna scoot closer again now. So this is the color of the Lang lace. I think it's number 28. And it just is going with this yarn, this Cortinarius yarn that I naturally dyed. It's just coordinating so beautifully. Especially like when I bring that last color in for the last stripe. I'm so happy with it. So I'm really excited. I feel like I found the absolute perfect project to showcase the yarn that I naturally dyed and to use up the extra skein that I had to purchase to finish my souffle tee. So let's talk about that for a minute. So my souffle tee, I had just pretty much the ruffle left to do, and I didn't think that I had enough of the lace yarn to make it all the way through the ruffle because ruffles take like a ridiculous amount of stitches. And so I purchased an extra skein from my LYS where I bought all the yarn to begin with. And then, so I made it through that project perfectly fine, but I still then had most of a full skein of the Lang lace left. So I grabbed it for this project, and I am now, I'm gonna flip this upside down. You'll see all my stitch markers because I separated between every single lace repeat so that I didn't have to worry about making a mistake and figuring out where a mistake was made and then having to rip back, especially considering it's mohair, which is not very friendly to have to rip out. And Owen is here now. I made it all the way through the lace section. I am halfway through my very last row of the Lang lace and I ran out of yarn. I have lost yarn chicken. Hi, Owen. So I obviously do not want to spend another $17. I think it's either 17 or 18 US dollars on a single skein of Lang lace. It's gonna distract me here. So I went on Ravelry. I love Ravelry for this feature. So for those of you, hi. All right. I'm recording, so you can play, but just, don't bother. So I went on Ravelry, and what I did was if people have their stashes, like I have most of my yarn stash listed on Ravelry, so just everything that I have in my stash is up. Everything that I have in my stash is on Ravelry so that when I see a project that I want to knit, I can just kind of quickly look and see what I already have for it. So when people have listed their stashes on Ravelry, you can actually look up to see who has that yarn in that colorway that you need. And so there were a whole bunch of people that had the Lang lace in the same colorway in their stash. And so what I did was I actually looked for the few people who had already used it all up, because I, no joke, have about maybe 150 stitches left that I need to get through on this lace pattern, which I don't want to spend $17 or $18 on a full skein for 150 stitches. I just need a couple of yards. So maybe not even more than 1 yard, right? Like I just need like the tiniest little bit. So I messaged a few people on Ravelry, and I got responses from 2 different people who have like just a little bit of scraps, like just a couple of yards left. And so I have 2 people sending me this week the rest of their Lang lace. And so I'm really excited about that. So between the 2 of them, I should definitely, because one of the people wasn't really sure if it was going to even be enough for the little bit that I need. I think it will. But this way I've got it coming from 2 different places. So no matter what, I'm gonna have enough to finish my sweater. It's just half a row left, and then I can resume. Join in? Can I finish talking about this project, and then you can, show everybody what I'm working on for you, okay? Because I forgot about that, yeah. So let me finish this. Okay, and so, see, this is recording in the summer when he's not in school and everybody's at work is really difficult. So I should have a few yards of the Lang lace that I need coming my way, and then I will be able to finally finish this, because I have been like monogamously knitting this. I just have the one half a row of lace left, and then the lace portion is done, and then I can get on to finish the body with my last color of my hand-dyed Cortinarius yarn. Hold on. And in exchange, I offered to gift them the pattern on Ravelry for the Lace and Fade Boxy. So I know that at least one of the 2 people took me up on that, and so I gifted her the pattern. And yeah, so that is my Lace and Fade Boxy.
By the way, guys, my mom has a wig on.
I don't have a wig on. I cut my hair.
She has white hair right here.
What?
How do I see
Oh, you're thinking about the zombie movie. Yeah, I don't.
No.
I do have white hair, and that's because you make me go gray, but it's not because I'm a zombie.
Yeah, you have white hair right here.
Anyway, all right, come here. You want to get a chair? All right, get a chair. So we will.
These chairs are complicated.
They're not complicated. We're gonna move into Knitworthy, since I have an eager podcast assistant here. Can you get the book too? So that the Knitting Magic book. Yeah. Okay. He was supposed to stay out of my way while I recorded my podcast, but this actually works out because I forgot completely that I started this project for him the other day. So yeah, I'll sip my coffee. So this is Owen. This is
not relevant.
It is relevant.
No, it's not.
So Owen is my son. How old are you?
You should know this.
I know how old you are, but
yeah, just tell them.
The viewers don't all know how old you are. Owen is 7.5, and can you scoot closer to me? Hey, stand up for a second. Show everybody what kind of shirt you're wearing today. Stand up all the way. Stand up all the way. No, stand up like so everybody can really see it. Let's model. Let's stand really. Can you be good? Otherwise, no gum.
Can you wave a pretend wand and say statue?
Be a statue. Can you actually stand up on the chair or back up a little bit? Or both? Let's see. We gotta show everybody your awesome shirt. All right, so this, there we go. This is Owen's Sam.
Where I get in your lap.
This is Owen's Sam Barsky dinosaur shirt. Isn't it awesome? I love it. It's a t-shirt. And we got this a year ago. Turn around so we can see the back. Carefully. Yeah. So it's really awesome. And now let's go a little closer.
Hey, stop tickling me.
Sorry. Let's go a little closer so they can see all the knit stitches on it, okay?
Okay.
So just like, we don't need to get the whole shirt, but. So Sam Barsky, he makes all these you know, amazing original sweaters. No, just go on the ground here. You can see.
Hey, I can just sit in your lap.
Oh. So Sam Barsky makes
Sorry that I kicked you guys.
makes these knit sweaters, and what he has started doing is making printable like t-shirt designs from his sweater designs, so that everybody can enjoy his personal creations. And so last year I ordered Owen this dinosaur one, and it's the cutest thing. I really love it. Kind of pricey, but I do love it so very much. All right, sit back in your chair now. So we are gonna go into my Knitworthy segment, because believe it or not, this little goober here is actually quite knitworthy, aren't you? Right. Well, can you just look cute and be a statue and look cute with a, yeah. All right, so the other day, I think it was maybe Thursday or something, he came up to me and he said, "Mommy, you need to knit me something right now."
Meow.
Statues don't talk. Don't make cat sounds.
Meow.
I bet you can't be quiet for the entire segment.
Only 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it. Can you do it? We'll see. So he was watching Fantastic Beasts, which is like a movie that is like a precursor to the Harry Potter stories. So it's like pre-Harry Potter. And so in the second Harry Potter knitting magic book, Owen knew that I had this on my bookshelf, and he saw it and he pulled it down for me. And he said, "I want you to make me this guy." So this is Niffler. And this is like a really, I haven't really seen the movie, but he's kind of like a platypus-like creature, and he likes shiny, expensive things. Don't we all? So this pattern is actually by Sara Kellner, and the construction, like, it is all knit in like one continuous piece. So there's no sewing, there's just lots of putting stitches on hold and everything. And so I have been knitting him. This just kind of looks like a turkey. Kind of looks like a turkey so far. But so I have finished. So you start like with the body. You actually start casting on at the neck, and you work your way down and do like a bunch of increases and things for the body. And then you do the legs. And so I've done the legs and the toes. And then you do the pocket. So this is, I guess, where he hides all his shiny objects, like the money and stuff. So he's got a pouch. And then, so I did that yesterday. And then last night I also did the first arm. And so now I got tired last night, but I'm up to the part where I have to work the toes again for the fingers. And then I'll do that again for the second arm, and then we'll work on the head. But right now it just kind of looks like a really weird turkey. So that is what I am making right now for Mr. Owen. And I just found like some yarn that was in my stash. I think that this is actually kind of nice yarn. I think that this is a Debbie Bliss cashmere merino, like it was like a Aran weight, and so I'm holding it together with so this is the Debbie Bliss yarn. It's been in my stash like forever, and I only had one skein of it, and so then I'm holding it with this more rustic yarn, which was unlabeled in my stash. This might be Green Mountain Spinnery, leftover from another project. So I'm holding these two together. I wanted to be able to use this one because it had a little bit more rustic texture to it. And I wanted to try to bring the fuzziness into the body a little bit. I don't think it's really coming through too well, but a little bit. And then this is I had a bulky weight, like a chunky Barocco vintage. So by holding the two of these together, and then when you use this, you're pretty much going down 2 needle sizes anyway. So this is working out pretty well together. And so that is Niffler. And I have seen part of Fantastic Beasts, but I haven't seen the whole thing. And so, yeah, so that's what I have been working on for Owen. And now I think I will shuffle him back inside so that I can continue to talk to you about my other whips, because I still have a few that I have got updates on for. So, be right back. Okay, so back to whips. I have shuffled the child back inside, so hopefully we can get through the rest of this video undisturbed. Not really counting on it, but one can hope. So I have a long-term project that I have been working on. So I am a brand ambassador for Wonderland yarns and Frabjous fibers. And last October, they sent me this yarn to work with. This was one of their new fall colorways last year for 2021. One of their color burst colorways. And this is called Splashing Through Puddles. And it's number 19, I think. And it's this gorgeous purple with little splashes of blue and lighter teal in it. And so I have been knitting the Modernist Cardi. This is a pattern by Renee Callahan. And this has been a very slow but satisfying knit. And so when we were traveling last July, maybe I showed this last time, I don't really remember, so I'm just gonna show it again. But I actually finished the whole body. I think I talked about it in my yarn haul video that I ran out of, I forgot to bring the right needle size, but I don't think I've actually shown this on the podcast since I bound off the body. And so all that this needs now is the sleeves and some buttons. And so this is what it is looking like. And then it'll be blocked. And so it's this big, like oversized boxy cardigan with a really, really cool construction. And I just love this colorway so much. So basically, I have been working on this for so long, but you cast on at like the center back, and then you knit like the part that goes over the shoulder on the one side, and then you pick up from the center back and do it again, and you're also knitting the button band ribbing part at the same time. So you're working from the center back, and it goes over your shoulder this way, so this whole panel here, and then also on the other side, and then you pick up you do some like under armpit shaping stuff, but then you basically pick up, so the center back is this line like right here, and then you pick up and you work your way down and do the whole body. And it's worked flat because it's a cardigan and it's at a very fine gauge, so this has just been a very slow project, but the construction makes the splashes in the yarn go all kinds of different directions and gives it like a really interesting look. And I just think that that's really fun. So yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is pick up, my goal is to get this done by my birthday, which is actually on Labor Day this year. It falls on the same day. It's the 5th, September 5th. And yeah, so my goal is to get the sleeves picked up and knit by then and have this ready for my birthday. And I've already picked out my next two projects for Wonderland Yarns. I've got a sock project and a shawl project coming my way. So two less time-consuming projects. I think the shawl will still be pretty big, but the socks will be a nice, quick breath of fresh air project. But yeah, so that's the status of my Modernist Cardi. So I'm very excited that this is nearing the end. And my lace and fade boxy, I've been working on that very monogamously since I started it. So that is really pretty close to being finished too. I probably would have had the whole body done on that had I not been half a round short on my mohair. So yeah, so I've made good progress on a few things, and I also have one more small project that I have been working on, and it is a pair of socks. So I'm gonna dig that out now. Okay, so I had in my stash, I've got a lot of Knitterly Things yarn because I subscribe to both of Julia's monthly clubs. And so I dug out this beautiful, beautiful color, which is light pinks, spring green, a bright blue, and then like a white with speckles of all of those colors in it. And so this is called Meadows Remix, and it is part of her Remix Club. So it's where she takes a old colorway and reimagines it into something new. And this was her July 2021 color, so pretty much a year ago. I think I started knitting these in July this year, so from a year ago. And this is on her 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon base, and it came with this really cute mini. And so it's a different shade of green, but it's really fun and speckly and super fun. It kind of looks like grass, that one. And so I don't have too much done. I think I started this like 4th of July maybe, because we were at my cousin's house for a little pool barbecue type thing for the 4th. And so I cast on this sock, and I've only worked on it a little bit here and there, but I've got the entire leg done. I am doing the My Knitted Heart vanilla socks pattern that has just a little bit of ribbing on each of the sides after you work the cuff, and then the front and the back are plain stockinette. And I have gotten through the heel flap, and so next up is doing the heel turn and then the gusset to turn it this way to finish off my sock. So I think that these are really, really pretty colors. So I wanted you to see the speckly color up close. So I love how she does that. It's like she always has, or not always, but when she does one that has a mix of solids and a speckled one, it's always like speckled with the same exact colors as the stripes, and it looks really beautiful. So I'm really pleased with that. And I think that that's all of the whips that I have been actively working on. But let's see, I also have spinning and natural dyeing and acquisitions. So I've got lots to catch you guys up on. So let's go into spinning next. I hope that's not too loud. I'm just gonna hope that that's not too loud. Somebody across the street has a yard service. All this yard work in the summer. I'm just gonna keep going because it has been so long since I did a podcast. Okay, so for spinning, last month my Paradise Fiber subscription came, and I got this gorgeous, it's called Eri, E-R-I, silk. And this is actually like the natural color. It comes from a type of moth, I believe. I don't have the information card with me right now, and for me to try to find it, it just got kind of thrown in with different boxes, and things are still not completely sorted. We're getting there though. But I had this, I pulled it out and just kept it as something that I could spin kind of in the midst of moving. And I've been spinning this on my lightest weight drop spindle. And so this is a second little bit that I started just a couple of days ago. But I actually spun already an entire little ball. This thing is compact and hard. I spun this entire ball of silk, and I spun it, pretty thin. I might end up plying this with one of the other fibers that they sent in that month's box. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just spinning the silk into a single. It is so soft and silky, as silk should be. It is very silky and very, very soft and smooth. It's really, really pretty. You guys can see it better there against my hair, maybe, the color of it. I find the yellows in particular, the yellow shades and the orange shades and the golden shades are a little difficult to accurately show, but I think that's probably the most accurate of the color. It's really, really soft, and it's really, really fun to spin. So I filled up this entire spindle probably like this thick before I decided to wind this off. So I actually was planning on coming out here today and just spinning some more, but then I saw like how cloudy it was, and just it's so comfortable out here today, and I just realized I hadn't sat down to record in so long, and I didn't know when I was going to really have an opportunity. As you can see, it's difficult when school is not in session. So I've just figured I would try recording a podcast a go, and then maybe I'll come out here and work on this a little bit more later on today. So that is only spinning update that I have for you right now. So let's go into natural dyeing. So natural dyeing, I have not been doing too much natural dyeing lately. With the move, things have just, we're just getting settled. Things have been crazy. I've been saying that a lot lately, but it's just the absolute truth. I'm not in a routine yet, and that's okay. I think by the time school gets back in session, we'll be a little bit more settled in our place. I'll have more time, just by myself to just, it's really hard to get everything put away when you've got a child who just wants to play all the time. So I haven't done that much natural dyeing, but we live, it's like a 15-minute walk. Just down the street is Owen's new elementary school. And so I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago now, we went on a walk, and we just walked down to his school so that he could check out the playground. And while we were on the playground, I found, at the time I didn't know exactly what it was, but I picked it up, and it was dry, and it was flaking off like a very bright yellow color for me. And I'm going to insert some pictures so that you can see what it looked like when I found it. And so I inquired in so there's a group on Facebook that if you guys are at all interested in trying to learn how to dye from and get color from mushrooms and lichens, there is a group on Facebook called Mushroom and Lichen Dyers United, and it is very informative. It is run by Alyssa Allen, and I think she might live out in Colorado or somewhere out that direction. But she's been dyeing with mushrooms for quite a long time, and she's really knowledgeable. And there's members from all over the world in the group, come from different parts of the world and encounter different types of mushrooms and lichens. And so it's a place where you can get inspired and see what people around the world are doing with the materials that they can find around in their areas. And they're also usually really helpful and also can help you identify what it is that you have found. So, I wasn't sure what it is that I had found. I didn't know if it was like a dried out dead mushroom or not. And it turns out that this was called dog vomit slime mold. Now, it was not in the slimy stage. Last summer, we went to Shelter Island, and we actually came across this goopy, gooey stuff on a log, and Owen was like, "Oh, what is this?" And he touched it. And then we identified it using the Seek app, and we were like, "Oh, that's called dog vomit slime mold." And then we were just like laughing hysterically for probably like 15 minutes. We just had the giggles because of the name of it. So I'll insert a picture of what it looks like when it's in like the slimy, goopy stage. But when I found it, it was in the spore producing stage. So it dries up in the heat, and then as it dries up, it turns into like a powder, and those are the spores that release and reproduce. So I completely did an experiment with it because nobody had tried dyeing with it before, at least not in the group. And so we didn't really know if it was going to produce any color or not. And it actually did. And so I did 4 separate dye baths. And so I got kind of like this, and again, it's yellow. I'll insert a picture of what this looks like indoors too, because in the natural light, I find yellows are just kind of impossible to show. But it turned out to be like kind of a grello color, because the way that it was dried, it had like a bright yellow powdery substance on the outside, but on the inside it was kind of blackish. So, you know, I didn't really know what I was gonna get, and it was really hard to like dissolve it in the dye bath. So yeah, so I've got kind of this like this is actually kind of a really nice color, this grello. And so this was the first, it's really hard to show you guys. This was the first dye bath. And then the second, I put it in again. So I did each over like 2 days to just let it soak and absorb. So this was kind of a really slow process because I wanted to really see how much color would come out. So these were the first 2 dye baths, and I'd say that these first 2 are pretty similar. And then this third one, we lost a lot of the gray part, and it's more of like a buttery, creamy yellow, but there's like these really strange, bright yellow splotches that kind of look like, I cannot show, I'm gonna have to insert pictures, but it's so much brighter in certain places. It kind of looks like egg yolk or something, because it's just like all of a sudden there's like a lot of brightness. And then the fourth skein is a little bit lighter version of that. So this is kind of like 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. And so this is apparently, yeah, I guess when you hold these next to each other, you can definitely see that these look more gray. So this is dyed with a dog vomit slime mold. Hi, Bryce. Yeah, and so that's what I have been. My husband was just staring at me over the gate, and I didn't know he was there, and he was like, okay. So, yeah. Yeah, so now we know that it is possible to use dog vomit slime mold to dye yarn. So, yeah. All right, so that wraps it up for the natural dyeing segment, and all that I have left now is acquisitions, and I have a little bit of acquisitions, so let's move into that. Okay, so for acquisitions, I have 3 things to share with you today. The first, as always, is my Knitterly Things sock club. I get 2 subscriptions from Julia every month. One is her regular Vesper sock yarn club, which you can subscribe to quarterly. So I think the next round is probably going to open next month to subscribe in September to get October, November, December. And so the color for July 2022 is called Bright Spot, and it is very, very bright and happy and summery. Gorgeous teals and hot pink and yellow and orange. And then there's like a little brown in there. And then she included a like sea green mini. And then the other one is her remix club. And as I said earlier with my socks, that's when she takes a colorway that she did in years past and reimagines it into something new. And so this is called Junebug Remix. And this is also 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And this is some beautiful pastel, like soft pastel shades with a really bright magenta. So these were the 2 sock yarn clubs from Julia from Knitterly Things. So yeah, if you're interested in subscribing to her sock yarn club, check it out. Like, keep an eye on her Instagram. She's Knitterly Things, and her website is knitterlythings.com, and I believe she'll be opening up subscriptions again in September. So that was my first acquisition. Okay, and then the next thing I got was from Susan B. Anderson. Had a really cute mouse in a mitten set. So sweet. And so she also had somebody that naturally dyed a little pouch to keep them in. I'll insert a picture of what they actually look like, but I got the yarn. So I got the little kit, so it comes with all the colors to make the mice and the mittens. I think there's like enough to make 2. And then it comes with like some little like seed beads for the eyes and stuff, and a little bit of the yarn to attach them. And then she always gives you like this is the back side, which has nothing on it, but this is the link to the pattern code on Ravelry. And then you could choose if you wanted to get one of these cute little pouches. And so these were naturally dyed. So this is to store like the little mice and outfits in. And so this was naturally dyed by somebody, and it's got like a really cute little mouse stitched on it, and it's really, really sweet. So there's 2 big pockets here, so you can put like your mice in one and the mitten and clothes or whatever in the other, and have like a little place for your little mouse to sleep. So I thought that would actually be really cute to make as a gift for a little one. And yeah, so I'm not sure when I will make that, but I was kind of thinking that would be a cute little kid gift. And the last thing was fiber that I got from my Paradise Fibers subscription. So I did an unboxing video with this one, and so that's up on my channel if you want to actually see the unboxing. But I think it's like a merino bamboo tweed. Do I have yeah, I do have the card here. Just want a reminder on what the fiber is. It's merino bamboo and tweed. Yep, and it's 3 ounces of each. And this one is the Legacy purple. It's so pretty. It's got like all of those tweedy bits of magenta in there. And then the other color is called Riddle, and that is this green one. And this one is really, really cool too. Really like it. This is gorgeous. It's green, and it's got like yellow and orange tweedy bits in there. So it's kind of like a green and yellow blend of fiber, and then has orange and yellow tweedy bits. So those were so fun. I'll show you what they look like together in a second here. Just get this squished back in here, mostly. So, yeah, so together, I love, you guys know purple is my favorite, and purple and green look so amazing together too. So that is everything I got for acquisitions. And I just got another acquisition. Actually was sent this to do a special unboxing video, so I am not going to open this here, but my landlord just gave it to me, and it's purple. They must know my favorite color is purple. So I'm very excited about this. So while I am filming, I am going to film my special unboxing video. So excited about that. Okay, so guys, that is everything I've got for you. I'm sorry it has been so long. I'm sorry this was a little bit like I don't really know what my setup here is going to be. I probably will do a mix of filming outdoors and indoors. I've got like my bookcase is pretty well set up, and it's very colorful in rainbow order. I've got all my knitting books, and so I think that would make a really nice background. But I kind of wanted to wait to film indoors until Owen is back in school, because the natural light inside the apartment is really, really, really beautiful. There's such good lighting in there, but it's such a small space. I mean, I think we're living in like 600 square feet. So there is no way that I can record a video inside while Owen is home. Speaking of Owen, you got mail. You want to come say goodbye?
What?
You got mail from Aunt Krista.
I got mail?
Yeah, you got mail.
I got mail.
Those beetles. Look at those cool beetles. All right, I'm signing off. So you want to say goodbye real quick?
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
I have bad feet, so I can't walk into walks that much.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely try to record indoors sometimes, but I like recording outdoors, as you guys all know. But yeah, right now if I record indoors, it would have to be after Owen is asleep so that we are not disturbed, and I'm gonna have to figure out like lighting then and see if that will work out okay, because I won't have the natural light if he is already in bed, and since it is summer, his bedtime has been creeping into like the 10 o'clock at night area, so I'm already pretty zonked out by that time too. But school starts in just 3 weeks from tomorrow, so we're not too far off from hopefully a more regular podcast schedule. Yeah, and I have been working on setting up my yarn closet. We have actually decided, my husband decided he doesn't want to look like his apartment is a yarn shop. I don't know why. Why would you not want to look like you're living in a yarn shop? I think that sounds absolutely delightful. But he has his limits. So what we decided to do is turn the closet in our bedroom into my yarn closet. So I have that mostly set up. There's still a little bit that I want to finish before I show you guys my yarn closet, but I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to show you guys too. It's really interesting kind of having all my yarn in just one space right now. You kind of realize how much you have, and I can't really fit any more yarn in there, so yeah. Anyway, so maybe a little tour of my yarn closet will happen when that is finished being set up. But for now, I've got another fiber package to unbox. I'm really excited about that. So that's everything I had to share with you guys for this week. Thank you for being patient and waiting for another video to come out. We're getting settled. I'm feeling really happy, and I will see you guys all again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week.
Hold on.
What?
Did you know that stag beetles can roll cow poo? Gross, right?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.